Welcome back to the Let's Talk About It podcast. And today we're going to talk about the smoke and vape shop issues in our community. So, based off of my last podcast in regards to the grievance results that I filed on KISD in regards to my son being set up and then criminally charged with THC vapes on campus. Well, they got to the bottom of it. They cleared his name with the state of Texas. They agreed to change some rules in the district and things of that nature, especially on the incentive program for incentivizing kids to tell on other kids or people with vapes. But, you know, I got a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages, a lot of response from my last video. One of the things I wanted to do was bring awareness to, you know, what people might not be aware of, the things going on, unbeknownst to a lot of you guys. Like, again, one of my biggest points, and I got some videos and I got some pictures I want to share with you guys just so you can see for yourself. But one of my biggest points was that, you know, I don't care if your kid was caught vaping on campus with a THC vape. I don't care if your kid was caught with a THC vape. I don't care about any of that stuff, okay? What I care about, and the same reason why I went through the process with this, is because I care about a broken system. I care about a flawed system that needs to be fixed. And when I say that, I mean, you know, they're charging these kids with felonies, okay, for these THC vapes that you can buy at a gas station, at a vape shop, at a smoke shop, okay? Some of the response that I had from my last podcast was, you know, people calling me, messaging me, wanting to see my YouTube video, sent them the channel link, because I did put it on a separate channel because I didn't want people just having access to it and saying, oh, well, look, assuming or something, you know, that I was trying to take down the system versus trying to gain clarity and understanding so I can be here and help answer questions for people like you who may be going through this or know somebody that's going through this. But like, I've had people from elementary school, from middle school to high school reach out to me, even faculty and staff, like, from the district has reached out to me in regards to situations they've encountered or they have to or are currently going through dealing with these vapes. And so one of the parents that reached out to me, you know, I know the kid, you know, not saying that he's not a good kid, he's a good kid, but he was vaping. He's not a star athlete or anything of that nature. Like I was saying in my last podcast, you know, they're dealing with these kids differently. They're handling them differently, okay? But these, you know, and they said, yeah, we caught him on camera vaping, and they pulled him out of class, and, you know, he reached in his pocket and took the vape out and gave it to the police officer when they asked for it, okay? He's guilty. Now, is he guilty to the point where he deserves a felony that's going to prevent him from getting in the military, wanting to go to the Air Force, the Marines, the Army, like the Navy? It don't matter. He got a felony now on his name, and that's going to go with him for life, okay? From getting jobs, okay? That's why it's not fair, okay? And we're not talking about street level vapes, okay? So what I did was I went this morning to one of the local vape stores that's actually within 1,000 feet of a high school here, Ellison High School. And I got some pictures of just some of the stuff that they sell. Take a look. So as you can see, just a quick little shot. All those are vapes and gummies. Those jars on the display cases are gummies, and the gummies are $1. for a 25 milligram gummy, okay? It's $2 for a 50 milligram gummy. And it's $3 for a 500 milligram gummy. Now, I talked to the guy because I don't vape, okay? I used to vape, but I didn't, but I didn't vape. I smoke Black and Milds every day. I tried to vape to like, let me stop smoking blacks and do this cool vaping thing. But when I realized, like, okay, it's based on the amount of nicotine that they put in it, and then some of these guys are putting way, because there's a couple different levels and types of nicotine, and like, I'm not going to say the business name, but they were caught doubling up the size. One puff equaled one cigarette, and they were marketing and advertising to kids, and that's how they were getting hooked. Didn't know. They was having respiratory issues, and COVID came, but. We're here in Central Texas, and we're talking about the kids in our community and what needs to happen with kids in our community to help them out. And I don't think that sticking these kids with a vape, felony vape charge, like the street level vapes, okay, that are really like 500, 1,000 milligrams. I don't know how this stuff works, but you know, the real felony vapes that you can get off the street versus the look-alike that you can get at the gas station or at the smoke shop. And so, like, you know, like in my last podcast, I just wanted to bring awareness because in our district where we're at, you know, I went to take a look at this. This is from the Killeen Police Department town hall where I spoke in regards to these vape shops being allowed to open up right across the street from the high schools.
Hi, my name is Eldridge Moses, and I was here to bring some awareness. It's like he was talking about the vape shop, you know. My son goes to Harker Heights High School. He was set up at his high school in the locker room. Some kids planted THC vapes on him, okay? And so the thing is, though, like, you know, me as a citizen and understanding parts of the law, there's a gray, foggy area where you need some understanding because, you know, if I was to be a drug dealer versus a real estate agent, and I was to go stand over there where the Valero is and, like, you know, sell dime bags to whoever came up, you know what I'm saying? Like, the police would come, they would arrest me, it'd be a felony crime, right? But, like, if I were to build a gas station and call it Valero, then all of a sudden I can sell, like, THC vapes, which are cake vapes, inside the gas station. Now, you know, things change, technology changes, drugs are changing, okay, and which includes the vapes, you know what I'm saying? And so KISD is putting felony charges on these kids when they come out of the gas station or they show up with a vape that you can get at a gas station or a smoke shop, right? But, you know, as a citizen, I can walk around and have those and buy it right across the street from the school. And I just, you know, I know at Killeen High School, they're opening and building another smoke shop. And I'm just like, I need you guys to somehow step in and intervene and try to, you know, uphold the law. Because like I said, if I was a drug dealer versus a real estate agent, right, I couldn't do that.
Right. Well, you're 100% right. THC vape pens it happens throughout every school district. In Houston ISD, we see thousands of vape pens every year. Pretty sure KISD does the same thing. But the problem is that a lot of these shops right now, they're legal to operate, but the quality, the material that comes into it, the THC, the different packages come in, we don't know if there's THC cannabis or not. So we have to test it. Ms. Wilkinson sent me an email the other day, a text message the other day, about a vape shop that's opening in front of Killeen High School, and I brought it up to the planning division. Currently, we don't have any city ordinances to prevent that, but it is something I'm pretty sure the city government is going to look into in the near future to try to control those vape shops opening in front of the high school. I 100% agree with you. We shouldn't make it easier for kids to walk across the street and buy a vape pen or buy THC or buy whatever they want to buy from one of those shops. So we're looking at it, but it's going to take some time. You know how the government moves, whether it's city, county, state, federal. It moves slow, so we are aware of it, and we are going to introduce some legislation to try to prevent these incidents.
So as you can see, okay, They don't even have an answer. Well, the zoning and the this and the that, there's no guidance. And okay, so while y'all are figuring it out, the best answer to go with, because again, these places can sell the drugs. If I wanted to be like, I'm a real estate agent, that's what I do every day. And I own, me and my wife, we own businesses. Black Oak LLC is our new thing. It's a business firm. It's about networking. We're about to take it off. But for the life of me, if I wanted to go and sell dime bag across the street from the high school, they would come run up on me, 20 man, 1,000, slam me on the ground, arrest me. What do they say? Maximum, minimum, okay? 5 years fed time for selling. It's a felony according to the law. It's a felony, an enhanced felony on campus. But if I opened up a brick and mortar building, then I can sell the drugs. And you're gonna charge these kids with felonies. I had another, and like I said, her son did it. But that doesn't mean that he deserves to have the rest of his life or a good portion of his life ruined because of a piss poor decision he made when he was 17 years old. And he did it, but he don't deserve a felony. Like, I don't agree with sending these kids to fucking damnation with felony charges on them. Send them to DAEP. Make it a scalable system like, hey, now you're on probation. If you fail a drug test, I don't care if you do it at home. If you fail a drug test, you're going back to DAEP and you're going to have to finish your high school education at DAEP or the rest of the year at DAEP. But before you can get back into school, you're going to have to take another drug test. And if you fail that drug test, then you're going back to DAEP for a year. And then random drug tests. Just so you're not aware that I got to pass a drug test by this time. Had a teacher, 2 of them hit me up. 2 teachers, 3 hit me up, bro. 1 hit me up because she was aware of a kid being caught with a vape at an elementary school. Another student being caught with a vape. They sent the other student to DAEP. The other kid went to ISS on campus for 3 days. Had another teacher hit me up saying, hey, I'm going through a situation right now at this school where the star athletes have been caught up vaping. And instead of persecuting them to the cross like y'all would these other kids, you're finding ways and you're coming up with ways to save these kids because you need them. It has to be across the board. It has to be across the system. That's why you need to have a panel of students. The coach shouldn't be able to say, well, I need him to be good and win the game, okay? That's the stuff I was talking about in my last podcast. In my last one. And like I said, I had another parent hit me up. Several parents that hit me up about their kid just being searched because they were under suspicion. This one parent hit me up and was like, these motherfuckers at the school are doing this to bully my child. At least twice a week, they're pulling him out of class, searching his stuff. And then all they can say is that, well, people are saying that he had the vapes. They seen him on campus. Like I said, I just wanted to shed light to this. My next podcast is going to be with one of the owners of a vape shop, okay? I met him and he's willing to talk and willing to do this podcast, and he was not aware that this stuff is going on in the district. So yeah, he's willing to talk. He did not know that the kids in this district are being slapped with felonies for vapes that can be bought at his vape shop. He did not know that. And that's one of the main reasons why he agreed to talk, because he did not know that. And I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know that. And that's why we're doing this. My Let's Talk About It podcast is simply designed because I like to talk about stuff that people ain't comfortable talking about. And I don't care how you feel about it. Let's talk about it. We ain't got to be hostile. Let's talk about it. We ain't got to point the finger and say this. Let's talk about it. One of my good friends, Austin Johnson, he's an insurance agent. I'm going to bring him on here. He's going to be talking about life insurance and things of that nature. Probably next week sometime. I plan on doing at least 2 to 3 videos a week. That's all. But this is more so about a platform to talk about things that's going on that people ain't comfortable to talk about. If you have time, November 14th at 6 p.m. at the Killeen Independence School District Administrative Building on Atkinson and W.S. Young. Stand with us from 6 to 7:30. We can't just have 2 or 3 of us come up there and talk, because that's what happens. And that's why it's not taken as serious as it needs to be. It's not the strength in the numbers. It's the strength in the time, the noise, the ruckus. If there's 30 of us that are there, and it doesn't matter if you have something to say or not. What matters is that you sign up to say something and get your 3 minutes. And when you get your 3 minutes, you go stand up there and say, listen, I don't have much to say, but I want to take my 3 minutes to make sure you guys are at least thinking about something that needs to be done here. Stand there. Then the next person comes up and say, hey, I don't have nothing to say, but I just want to make sure that you guys are taking time to think about what needs to be done. And then you just stand there and let the clock run off. But if you did 30 of that, okay, 30 people for 3 minutes, okay, that takes up a lot of time. And we all ain't got to say nothing. We got to make this just as painful for us to have to deal with, and take our time to come down there and stand for this and clearly have to fight for it, because when nobody can give you an answer to a clear flaw, somebody should have an answer, but nobody has an answer. Cool. So let's all take the time. And instead of just rushing by the 2 or 3 speakers, that's 6 minutes, now we're going to move on to the next thing on the agenda. Like, no, because y'all still have to go through everything on the agenda. So we'll take up at least 3 hours of y'all's time for y'all to think about what needs to happen to make a difference in this community. For y'all to think about the unjust going on. We'll take 2 to 3 hours before y'all can carry on. But they got families and they got lives and they got things they need to attend to and get to as well. But when they're stuck there having to still convene and meet on the topics and on the agenda, and so now they're getting out of here at 8 o'clock turns into getting out of here at midnight, you're sending a message. You're sending a message. So again, stand with us. If you have time, November 14th, I'm asking you to come to the Killeen Independent School District Administration Building on Atkins and W.S. Young from 6 to 7:30. The town hall for KISD starts at 6. I'm asking that you come and you stand with us. If we had enough people come, okay, just to take up the time, okay? And what I mean by that is, so let's say, for example, 30 people came and they gave each of us 3 minutes. That's 90 minutes. And everybody doesn't have to have something to say. We need you to come and take your 3 minutes and say stuff like, I don't have anything to say. I'm standing in agreement with the people in my community. And I just want to take my 3 minutes and dedicate that time to make sure that you guys are thinking about what needs to be done in our community. Make sure you stand there for your 3 minutes. And between the shuffle of the next person coming and the next person going, walking slow to the podium to take their 3 minutes, and walking, waiting till the next person comes and sits down, and then the next person gets up, people at the front of the list stand in the hallway. So it takes a super duper long time for you to get to the podium and have your chance to speak. This is how you send home a message, because these guys want you to take your 3 minutes and say your piece, and the next person got their 3 minutes, okay, and this person got their, so now we just spend 9 minutes listening to these people next on the agenda. You have to combat fire with fire. Please come in at 5:45, and we can get as many people as we can to sign up to speak. We'll congregate outside before it's our time, arrange our speakers, and then we'll arrange our time takers. And the goal would be to at least suck up 2 to 3 hours of their time. And again, I'm not saying these kids shouldn't have to pay a cost, but you shouldn't have to pay the ultimate cost